The Super Bowl is this Sunday, and you're excited for the commercials. Look, I don't blame you because that is the most entertaining part sometimes. But what about all that sports ball that occurs in between the business monkeys and screaming goats? Know nothing about it? No problem. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the two teams playing in the big game. So when you're at your Super Bowl party, you can be engaged the whole time, not just that J-Lo and Shakira concert at halftime. So listen up because these tips don't lie. This is everything you need to know about Super Bowl 54. This year, the Super Bowl is a matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. That's right, no New England Patriots. Just wanted to throw that out there in case you thought it was a requirement that they play every year. No, they're just always that good. The Niners last appeared in the Super Bowl way back in 2013 when they lost to the Baltimore Ravens. The only thing you may remember about that game is that the power went out in the middle of it, which delayed play for 30 minutes. This will be their 7th trip to the big game, and the aforementioned blackout game was the only one they've lost. Clearly, there's a lot of prestigious history with this team, which likely will get a lot of mention on the broadcast. Here are the major things that you need to know. The Niners were a dynasty in the 80s and early 90s. They had a legendary coach named Bill Walsh who brought in a revolutionary quick passing attack now known as the West Coast offense. Two players from this infamous team are known as some of the greatest of all time at their positions. Wide receiver Jerry Rice and quarterback Joe Montana, also known as Joe Cool. Speaking of Joe Montana, one thing that will definitely be mentioned Sunday is the fact that Montana, after winning 4 Super Bowls with San Francisco, ended his career playing QB for the Kansas City Chiefs. Fast forward to this year and the 49ers look very different. They've had a great balance of effective offense and a smothering defense. Here's some 49ers you need to know as they're sure to get a lot of airtime on Sunday. First, we have General Manager John Lynch. Normally, I wouldn't point out the GM, but this guy has an unconventional story. Lynch played safety for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Denver Broncos, and likely will be in the Hall of Fame soon. He's still fairly young, and it's not very often that the general manager is a former player who was so successful on the field. It's also worth mentioning that before he became the GM of the 49ers, Lynch was a commentator for the Fox network, which is the very network that will be airing this year's Super Bowl. Next, we have the head coach, Kyle Shanahan. You Falcons fans may remember him as the offensive coordinator for Atlanta when they played in the Super Bowl a few years ago. Or maybe you purposefully forgot everything about that year. He's the son of former NFL head coach Mike Shanahan, who won Super Bowls with the Denver Broncos in the 90s, one of which was against Atlanta. Probably not your favorite family. As for the star players, let's start with the quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy G was Tom Brady's backup in New England for 3.5 seasons before being traded to San Fran in the middle of 2017. Early in the 2018 season, he tore his ACL, which took him out for the rest of the year. That means this season was his first full year with the Niners, and he led them to a 13-3 record. By the way, the team they were playing when he suffered that ACL tear? The Kansas City Chiefs. Another big-time player on the offense is tight end George Kittle. He seems to be a favorite target of Jimmy G and is one of the best tight ends in the league. Look for him to find the end zone on Sunday. One guy who may stand out is the fullback, Kyle Juszczyk? Kyle Juszczyk? Kyle Juszczyk. Juicy neck. Kyle Justin Timberlake. Juszczyk? Kyle Juszczyk? Okay. I bring up Kyle Juszczyk because fullbacks aren't typically used the way that he is. Normally they're used as lead blockers for running backs, but he's actually been used quite a bit in the passing game and has made enough noise to be named to the Pro Bowl, which is the NFL All-Star game. The running backs on this team are a stable of talented guys who are all capable of having a big game. You just never know which one. They seem to rotate. So keep an eye on whoever gets the most carries between Tevin Coleman, Matt Breida, and Raheem Mostert, the latter of which had 4 touchdowns in the NFC Championship game. The defense may be the difference maker in this game. One player that'll get a lot of attention is rookie defensive lineman Nick Bosa. Bosa was drafted number 2 overall by the Niners this year, and he's been a monster. He had 9 sacks and is a candidate for Rookie Defensive Player of the Year. But he wasn't the only one playing well up front. Dee Ford, DeForest Buckner, and Eric Armstead have all wreaked havoc on quarterbacks this year. The latter led the team in sacks. Perhaps the loudest and most charismatic player on this team is corner Richard Sherman. Sherman used to play for the rival Seattle Seahawks and won a Super Bowl with them. He may be past his prime, but at this point he has made his presence known this year with his play and his mouth. Let's hope we get another moment like this one on the sidelines.
Let me ask you the final play. Take me through it.
Well, I'm the best corner in the game. When you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're gonna get. Don't you ever talk about me.
With me so far? Let's take a look at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs last appeared in the Super Bowl before a lot of us were born. They won Super Bowl IV 50 years ago. They actually played in the very first Super Bowl, then called the AFL-NFL World Championship game, where they lost to the Green Bay Packers. The Chiefs are known for having one of the loudest stadiums in football. They play in Arrowhead Stadium, and it is always packed out with diehard fans. They once had 155 consecutive sellout games. They are the only NFL team that does the war chant, known as the tomahawk chop, to you Braves fans. Here are some names and faces you'll definitely see on Sunday. Head coach Andy Reid. Reid has been a head coach in the NFL for 20 years. He was hired by the Philadelphia Eagles in 1999 and took them to multiple playoff appearances, including one Super Bowl. He was eventually fired, though, because he could never get the Eagles to win at all, in spite of their multiple years of success. That stigma has carried on with him because he still has yet to win a Super Bowl, and some wonder if it will ever happen. He's got a great chance this Sunday because this might be the most talented team he's ever coached. It all starts with quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes was drafted in 2017 and didn't start until the next season. It seems as though that 1 year on the bench helped him greatly because he lit the NFL on fire when he got the starting job. He did so well that he won MVP of the league. While he wasn't MVP this year, he has still led the Chiefs' explosive offense all the way into the big game. Another big-time player on offense is tight end Travis Kelce. He's known as one of the best tight ends in the NFL, and Mahomes targets him often. Like George Kittle on the other side, it's very likely you'll see Kelce catch a touchdown in this game. Much like the 49ers running backs, you never know which Kansas City wide receiver is going to have a big game. The most explosive one is Tyreke Hill. He may be the fastest player in the NFL. One of the best examples of his speed was a play when running back Damian Williams broke off a 91-yard run, and Hill was the only player on the field who caught up to him, putting an arm around him as they ran into the end zone together. Over on defense, the Chiefs have seen a big turnaround this season. They started the year as one of the worst Ds in the league, giving up a ton of points per game. Things finally clicked around week 11, and since then they've been one of the league's best, only surrendering around 11.5 points a game. A lot of thanks goes to new defensive coordinator and former NFL head coach Steve Spagnuolo. Some defensive players that may stand out include safety Tyrann Mathieu, corner Brashad Breeland, and defensive lineman Chris Jones. The Chiefs are officially the favorites to win this game, but as the old saying goes, defense wins championships. If San Fran can smother Pat Mahomes in this electric offense, they should coast to their 6th Super Bowl title. So, there we have it. Not too complicated, right? Now you're armed with a bunch of names to know and fun facts to keep you engaged during those breaks from all the commercials. Who do you think wins this game? Let us know below. Have fun at your Super Bowl party, everyone. We'll see you before that here at Woodstock City Church. Go Sports!